answering questions for mindset training. Very important that when people give us questions, we answer in a more uniform way, that our answers are very similar, so we're all conveying the same message. And also, we want to make sure that we know how to answer all these different questions that are coming at us from coaches, from parents, from athletes. And you find that after you hear a lot of these questions, they tend to fall under the same themes. So I really wanted to make a video so you understand what you can do with just about any question that comes your way. All right, and if you have a few of these answers in your back pocket, you'll be able to answer any question that really comes at you pretty well. Okay, so first thing, when people ask what is mindset training, what is mindset, we want to first of all point them to our mindset red flags. We have a list of mindset red flags: choking in big competitions, putting good opponents on a pedestal, giving good opponents too much respect, being a slow starter, not pulling the trigger in competitions, being a better practice room athlete. We're too cautious, conservative, hesitant, tentative in our competitions. Any of those things. We're overthinking. We get too nervous. Bad body language in competitions. We have the series of mindset red flags. Point them to that and tell them that these are the problems we solve, or these are the problems that we fix. Okay, so starting off with that, make it very simple. Point them to the mindset red flags. This is what we work on. Also, this is very sports specific. So we're different than, and I get this on the record, this is different than counseling, therapy, motivational speaking, or even sports psychology, right? There's a lot of sports psychology out there. That's a great thing. But mindset training is different because this is very sports specific. All of our programs are sports specific. So that's important to get on the record, that the worksheets are sports specific, and the service providers, the mindset coaches, competed in those sports. That's very different than traditional sports psychology. So I want to get that on the record. It's created for the specific sport, and the services are provided by athletes from the sport, high-level athletes from the specific sport. And as I said before, we get that on the record. This isn't counseling, therapy, or motivational speaking, because a lot of people, they have an aversion to that. They don't want to talk to a therapist or a counselor, right? We're mindset coaches. So we get that on the record. We're mindset coaches, and this is mindset training. We don't call it counseling. We don't call it speaking or presentation. It's mindset workshop, mindset exercises, mindset sessions. Okay, so we want to have that standardized language we use across the board. Next, anything they might throw at. Back to what we're saying here. So when they say, what exactly is mindset training? How do you do mindset training? Well, it's like we said, it's not the counseling or therapy. Important that we recognize this. The analogy you always want to make is strength training for the mind. That's your go-to analogy. That's going to really help you. What exactly is mindset training? It's strength training, but for the mind. So two things with strength training. It's something that's done year-round, and it's something we're actually doing. We're physically engaged in it. We're actively engaged in it. Okay? How many months out of the year do most people strength train? 12 months, year-round. So mindset training is the same way. If that's what we do for strength training, that's what we do for our mindset training. Also, it's something that we're actively involved in. You don't just think about lifting weights. You don't just think about doing push-ups. You get on the ground and you do the push-ups. You go to the gym and you lift the weights. Okay, so you're actively involved in it. It's the same thing with our technique, by the way. With our technique, you don't think about practicing technique. You actually practice the technique. You drill your moves. You drill the technique. Okay, so it's the same thing with your mindset. You don't think about doing mindset training. You do the exercises. You do the activities. You do the worksheets. So the mindset training here is actually doing the worksheets. The mindset coach takes you through the worksheets. So that's a great go-to you could always go to when people say, what exactly is mindset training? You're actively involved in it. You're not just listening to a speech. You're not doing one-on-one counseling. That's not what it is at all. You're doing the mindset exercises, and you're doing them year-round. Okay, it's a year-round program. It's not a quick fix. It's not a magic pill. We're not magicians or, psychics or something funny like that. Mindset coaches, mindset training. Next, almost any question someone throws to you, you could go back to our predator-prey analogy. And this is something you really want to know like the back of your hand. Okay? There's two different types of animals in the animal kingdom, predator and prey. You could tell the difference between a predator and a prey by looking at their eyes. Predator animals have eyes in the front of their head. Lions, tigers, bears, eyes are on the front of their head. Eyes on the front like to hunt. That's our rhyme there. Eyes on the front like to hunt. Why are their eyes in the front of their head? Because they're focused on their objective. They're focused on what's going on in front of them. Okay? Prey animals, squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, their eyes are on the side of their head. Our rhyme is eyes on the side like to hide. Eyes on the side like to hide. They're focused on everything going on around them. Okay? So you look at yourself in the mirror, you see you're a predator. Your eyes are on the front of your head. So now we have to act like predators. So what does it mean to have the same focus of a predator? We're focused on things directly within our control. Okay? So anytime someone asks you a question, what should I be thinking? What should I be telling myself? Go back to this predator mindset. 3 things. Your effort, your attitude, and your aggressiveness. Simple. That's directly under your control. Your effort, your attitude, and your aggressiveness. Someone asks you what they should be thinking, it's one of those 3. Or all of them. Effort, attitude, and aggressiveness. Effort, you're going 100%. Attitude, you stay positive, no matter what the situation is. And aggressiveness, keep it very simple. Focus on your 2 best moves in each position. Or even if you want to narrow it down further, focus on your go-to move or your go-to technique in that given situation. So what technical step, what action can I be doing right now? That's your focus. Okay? Effort, attitude, and aggressiveness. Things that are directly under your control. Something you could physically do right now. Everything else is prey mindset. Okay, we don't want to make one competition big and one competition small. You treat all competition the same. That's something that's going to get thrown at you as a question. In big matches, this is what I tell myself. In big competitions, and you want to stop it right there. There's no big or small competition. They're all regular competition. It's the same in practice. It's the same in the season. It's the same in the postseason. It's the same in the off season. They're just competitions. We don't make one big and another one small. Treat it all the same. Otherwise, if we make it big or if we make it small, that's prey mindset. We don't focus on other people's expectations. Coaches, teammates, family, friends. We don't think about what other people are thinking about us. Records, rankings, seedings, predictions, social media. A lot of times that's a big mistake people make during the season. Too much social media, where it's constantly in their head what other people are thinking about them. You don't want them thinking about the picture they're going to post on social media after the competition. It's all prey mindset. Looking who they're going to be competing against. Who's their competition. None of that stuff matters. If we think about what's our opponent going to do to us, if we become preoccupied with our opponent's strategies, our opponent's technique, that's prey mindset. We don't want to be focusing on that. Again, always shift them back to the predator mindset. Effort, attitude, and aggressiveness. You want to make it even more simple for yourself? You just say, what's something you could control right now? What's one action you could control right now when you're in that moment? Okay, so almost any question that people throw at you, you could go back to that predator-prey mindset, and that's what you should be thinking. And if they're getting messed up mentally, chances are it's because they're focusing on prey mindset. Everything else going on around them. Other people's expectations. The team score. The time on the clock. Something that happened to me during the competition. Bring them back to the predator mindset. That'll help give you some answers to a lot of the basic questions that are coming your way. Keep shifting it back to that predator-prey mindset, and that'll really help you.